supposed to have here today Angela Wang, the partner of BCG in China. Nevertheless, due to medical reasons, she needed to cancel her trip to Europe. This is why I believe that we need at least two men to substitute such a great woman as Angela is. Ladies and gentlemen, Robert Stanikowski, partner of BCG. My name is Oskar Adamkiewicz. Welcome, everyone.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me here.
Robert, so could you share with us what is your background?
Actually, like this conference is very close to my heart because yes, I'm a partner at BCG, but by passion, education, and many years of professional experience, I'm an engineer. I started coding when I was 10, and yes, that's actually true. So I started programming sometime in the mid-80s. So the first languages after Polish, the first language I learned was Turbo Pascal and Basic. Who remembers Turbo Pascal? Wow, that's awesome. Yes, so the first, I didn't have a computer at that time, so the first programs I wrote in a notebook with a pen or pencil, and then I went to my colleagues who had computers, like who remembers ZX Spectrum or Commodore? Exactly. So these are like the old machines, right? So the first codes I wrote there, and then I went to I graduated from the Faculty of Electronics and Information Technology and the Warsaw University of Technology, and then this is basically how my career started. And just one thing that I'm really happy to see, because when I was studying, I started the university in 1996. On my academic year, out of 300 people, we had only 6 ladies. So seeing here a few hundred engineers, just like, that's like, wow, that's like makes me very happy.
Thank you, Robert. So, Robert, could you tell us what are the superpowers of digital?
Yeah, that's like the digital is one of the probably most used or more sometimes abused words recently, right? So, like to me, digital and the superpower of digital is ability to connect people, and this connecting people, connecting the world, it gives a lot of possibilities and a lot of power to more people and more firms than ever before, right? So right now, very small companies are able to actually do their business globally. Many like NGOs are able to actually make a much bigger impact on the world. I'm a big fan of organizations like Kickstarter or Siepomaga.pl, like where just thousands of people with relatively small money have real direct impact on the world. So to me, this ability to connect people, ability to give small firms kind of power to change the whole industries, this is like the biggest superpower of digital that I see. Like before the conference, when we spoke to Angela Wang when she was preparing for this conference, she wanted to tell you actually about the digital in China, which is like a fascinating world. And I was in China a few weeks ago, and like I found really how the country has changed. It's fascinating, right? So you have, so for instance, the research on artificial intelligence, like they're doing much faster than the US. And the face recognition algorithms, the Chinese face recognition algorithms are perceived as the most advanced in the world. You have applications like everybody's using WeChat, right? We are using Facebook Messenger or WhatsApp. They're using WeChat, which is like a super app. So I don't know if you heard that WeChat has over 900 million daily active users. So this is a superpower, because through WeChat you don't only do chatting or reading the news feed. You can book a doctor's appointment. You can use city services through WeChat. You can buy insurance, buy anything basically. So you can make payments. So like all stores in China, they accept WeChat payments. That's amazing actually.
Robert, you're leading the digital BCG for our region, and could you share with us what are those most difficult experiences that became this valuable lesson in your life?
I'm just thinking, where do I start? because I must say, like sometimes when I look back at the career, it's I think even like a very successful career, it's like a road from a mistake to a mistake, right? Sometimes from a failure to a failure, because I just believe that from failures and mistakes you learn the most. So what I would just encourage everybody is just not to be afraid of making mistakes and making failures, because just like if you want to change something, if you want to do something meaningful, especially something that nobody has ever done, then most likely you will make many mistakes. But this is actually what well, sometimes it's actually great when you, in the hindsight, obviously. Examples of this, like, look, I'm an engineer, right? Like, and like as an engineer, as a programmer, then as a consultant, like I never need to sell. I never needed to convince customers, clients to buy services, products, right? So that was not my kind of. I didn't feel good at it at all, right? And then you kind of grow in BCG. You are on your path to a partner, and the partner role is obviously a commercial role. So that was kind of a bit scary, right? But actually, then I kind of realized that I think to how I learned to sell, I think was similar to how I learned to dance. Because like before I started university, typically on when like my friends were dancing, I typically were actually checking the walls, right? Kind of how where they stand really fast. So, but then I've taken some dancing lessons, and I started to be better and better at it and better. And I found out that I'm really good at it. I really love it. So then I kind of I just used the same kind of technique or strategy to be kind of comfortable in the commercial activities. So because like selling is to some extent something like dancing, right? In a ballroom dancing, you need to really feel your partner. You need to really listen to your partner, right? And at the same time take the lead, but take the lead in a way that she feels comfortable. Right? So and here, like in commercial, like you really need to listen to your client. You really need to take the lead. You need to kind of persuade them, but at the same time, listen to them. Listen what they want, what they need. So actually, and slowly, I started to be better and better at that. So kind of from an engineer to a commercial guy, that was quite a path. But I believe that anybody actually can do it. Other mistakes, like motivating people in the long run, for instance, right? Again, as an engineer, like you don't. I never needed to motivate people, right? I needed to motivate my computer to actually run the code, and then I needed to speak primarily in Java or Visual Basic, but then motivating people in the long run to sometimes run very long projects. Not to burn out, to kind of feel motivated, to feel like the bigger meaning of what they're doing. This is actually something that you slowly learn, right? And sometimes actually you learn most through difficult situations. Sometimes people leave because they just want to change something that are in their world, and this is always painful for me. So yeah, these are like many lessons, actually.
Robert, I have one last question. What you would like to tell to all of those young engineers that are just starting their career path?
So first of all, I think being engineers, you actually in the world that is already here and is coming even more and more forcefully, you actually have an advantage. Last weekend, I was in London at a Poland 2.0 conference, and I met students from the best universities in the UK there, right? From Cambridge, Oxford, London School of Economics, and many of these students, they are telling me that actually to get the best jobs, more and more, the programming skills are more and more important. So the employers are actually asking about it. And some companies that I'm working with, like even like large traditional banks, they are actually sending many of their kind of non-IT people, like lawyers, back office specialists, product managers, to programming courses. So they can, and technology courses, so they can better understand technology, so they can actually have common language with the engineers. And like what I found through my professional life is, for an engineer, it's much easier to learn business than for people in business to learn technology. So I strongly believe that you guys just have an advantage. So just be confident. Don't be afraid to apply for the jobs that, like, before you would never have thought about, because this is just leverage this advantage. And second thing is, I would say, I think the easiest, like, you learn a lot on the job, right? But there are many situations where you just don't know what to do. And I strongly believe there was, like, in the last presentation, there was a lot about mentorship. I strongly believe in mentorship. So finding a person who is like a more senior manager, who is an entrepreneur, who you trust, and actually they can help you with provide their perspective on and share their experience, provide their perspective on what challenges are in front of you. This is extremely helpful, right? So I had such people in my previous job before I joined BCG. I have such people in BCG. That is really, really important, to have people that you actually trust, that you're, because otherwise you're just by yourself, right? So this is something, and I also advise courage, right? Some people, we talk. I'm really happy that in Poland we have more and more startups. Obviously, many startups fail, but that's not a bad thing, actually, because this is a huge lesson. So lesson of management, of talking to clients, of inventing new things. So I strongly encourage to try, especially when you're young and you have less to lose. This is much easier. So do try.
Robert, thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, please a big applause for Robert Stanikowski.
Thank you so much.